So, what is the topic for today? VPC we have to start now, and for VPC, IP address is required. Okay, so we'll start from IP address. These notes I have shared. IP address. So, if anything is new, that only you write. Else, nothing is required to write in this IP address. Everything is written in the notepad. So, first we have to discuss about the MAC address. As we have interface, we say LAN card. Okay, we say ports. So all these LAN card interface ports, they have a fixed MAC address, just like the serial number of any device. When we purchase anything, like in the mobile phone, we have IMEI number. Okay, so if we are using dual SIM, there will be two IMEI number. Similarly, if we are using any laptop server, they have interface to connect to the network. It can be a wired interface, it can be a wireless interface. If it is a wireless interface or wired interface, in both the condition, we will have the MAC address. Okay, and MAC address is predefined by the manufacturer, just like how IMEI number is predefined by the manufacturer. Similarly, for the interface, we will have the MAC address. So we are not going to change the MAC address. We can just see what is the MAC address of my interfaces. That's it. And MAC address plays a very important role in the networking because it is a unique and it cannot be changed. It is very easy to identify, track a device with the help of MAC address. Plus, when we are doing any troubleshooting, on that time also we verify whether both the devices are communicating with each other or not. When the devices start communication with each other, they share their MAC address first, okay, with the help of our protocol. So it is of 48 bit in length. So 48 bit in length means when you are going to convert this MAC address in binary in computer, whatever message you write, everything is converted into 0 and 1, means binary digits. So when this MAC address is also converted into binary, then how much digit it is going to take? So it will take 48 bit. So there is a one calculation. One one binary digit means either it can be 0 or it can be 1. Okay, in both the cases one binary digit equal to one bit, and we represent this bit with a small b from the beginning. The operator, change the board. So one binary digit equal to one bit. Okay. Now next is 4 bit equal to one nibble. Okay. 8 bit equal to one byte. So byte is always represented in capital B. So there is a difference. If we write capital B means byte, small b means bit. 1024 byte equal to 1 kilobyte. In short, we write it as a KB. 1024 KB equal to 1 megabyte. So this we say as a storage unit, data storage unit. Okay, 1 gigabyte. 1024 GB equal to 1 terabyte. After that, there will be petabyte, exabyte, yottabyte. Okay, so a lot of things are there. So you have to understand that when we talk about any length, any size of the data, these all things we calculate in terms of binary. How much binary digit is used, okay, after conversion. So MAC address is of 48 bit in length, like how we have 10 digit mobile number, 4 letter name, 5 letter names. So we calculate in that way the length. Similarly, it is calculated here. Next is it is represented in hexadecimal. So this MAC address is represented in hexadecimal number system as we have four number system. One is binary number system, another is decimal number system, then octal number system, and one more we have, that is a hexadecimal number system. So we have four number system. When we talk about binary, always the binary is known as base 2. Okay, binary is referred as a base 2. Base 2 means it can be either 0 or 1. That's it. Next is the decimal number system. It is known as base 10. Okay, so base 10 means it can be from 0 to 9. Any number only with this. Octal, it will be base 8, 0 to 7. And then the hexadecimal is known as base 16, and the number will be 0 to 9 and then A to F. So these are the number systems. So in MAC address, we use hexadecimal number system. And as it is predefined by the manufacturer, the first 24 bit means half of the MAC address is the manufacturer ID and half of the MAC address is interface ID. Okay, means every interface will have a unique number. So if the interface is from the same company, the chip is from the same company, in my laptop, your laptop, the network interface card which is integrated or the chip which is integrated is from same company, the starting 50% or half of the MAC address will be same, okay, because it is a manufacturer ID, and remaining will be based on the serial, it will change. So in the MAC address, what we can do maximum is we can only see the MAC address. We cannot do anything. Only we can see the MAC address. To verify the MAC address, we have command called getMAC. So when you use this command, you can see here we have A, B, C, D mixed numbers. So this is what? MAC address. But with this command, we can get the MAC address, but we cannot identify which MAC address belongs to which interface. It will write TCP, this is the some ID, system ID type. So with this ID, we cannot identify. So the best command we have, that is ipconfig slash all. So we have to use command ipconfig slash all. So it is mentioned here already. Okay. So ipconfig slash all, when you are going to use, you can see the MAC address of your interfaces. So first output will come when you are going to type this ipconfig all, host name, DNS suffix and all. First is Ethernet adapter. It is saying media disconnected, means cable is not connected. Then here you can see physical address. This is the MAC address of my Ethernet interface. And when we talk about IP address, not configured here. Similarly, you can see here for another virtual box, this is the MAC address and this is the IP address. So ipconfig space slash all command can be used to check IP address and MAC address of the interfaces. Here you see wireless Wi-Fi. The MAC address is this one and these are the IP addresses. Okay. So is it clear? Using this, you can check the MAC address and IP address. So same thing, if you want to see the MAC address in Linux, we have command ifconfig. So MAC address is known with four names. So what are the names we have? First, hardware address, MAC address, physical address, L2 address. Okay. So we have the four names for the MAC address. Why we say physical? Because we cannot change. Hardware because it is integrated in the hardware. And L2 address because this address is used at layer 2 data link layer of OSI model. That's why we say it as a L2 address also. So this was the MAC address. So you should know how to check MAC address, and whenever you see any address you should not get confused that it is IP version 6 address or MAC address, because IP version 6 address is also written in hexadecimal and MAC address is also written in hexadecimal. So what will be the difference? So the difference will be, if it is a MAC address, okay, it will be maximum 12 hexadigits, minimum or maximum, both will be 12. So when you count the numbers, it will not be more than 12. But when we talk about IP version 6 address, it will be 32 hexadigit in numbers. Understood? So this is the difference. Both looks same, but the difference is this one. Second difference, when the IP version 6 is written, always it is separated by colon. Okay. And MAC address will be separated by dot or hyphen. Understood? So just now you have seen the MAC address was separated by hyphen. Okay. Or if it is not separated by hyphen, then it will be grouped of 4 and put the dot. 4 dot, 4 dot. And IP version 6 is also grouped in 4 hexadigit and then separated by colon. So that is the difference. Now the next one is our port address. So what exactly is the port address? As you know about the protocol, and when the term protocol comes in your mind, directly the definition will come is set of rules. So protocol is set of rules. So if we talk about protocols, every protocol is also identified with one number, one unique number, not with the name. Like we have protocol SSH, NFS, DSCP. So lot of protocols we have. HTTP, HTTPS, FTP. So these all protocols are identified by their number in communication or by the system. So when the protocol is developed, one number is assigned to it, that is called port number. How you had roll number in your school. Similarly, when this protocol is developed and when it goes for the admission to the Institute of INA. So there is one organization called INA in the world. Whenever any protocol is developed, first that protocol has to be registered. They will prove that okay, this is the functionality of the protocol, and accordingly everything testing and these all things are done and it is approved. Then it will get registered to make it unique and known globally. So it gets registered with the organization called INA. And when it is registered, how you take the admission and you get the roll number. Similarly, it gets the roll number between 0 to 65,535. But 0 is reserved, so we write it from 1 to 65,535. Okay. So whatever number is free, one number from that will be allocated to that protocol for its identification. And the length is again 16-bit. It is represented in decimal number system, like how we are using the number, that is the decimal number system, 10,000, 5,600. Okay, so these all are decimal number system. So if you need the list of port numbers of every protocol, you will write like this: list of TCP and UDP port numbers. Okay, so when you type this in Google, you will get the first Wikipedia page where you have the list. 0 reserved, 1 TCP MUX, 2 compressnet, 3 compressnet, 4 is not assigned to anyone. Again 5, 6 not assigned, 7 is there, 8 not assigned, 9 is there, 10 not assigned, 12, 14, 16. Again you see these all are in the sequence. FTP 20, FTP 21, SSH 22, like that. All the numbers are there. You might see some numbers are missing. They are not in the sequence. Some place you will see all are in the sequence. Okay. So they have assigned randomly. They have not given in a sequence. Okay. So some numbers are assigned, some are not assigned. So from that list they give generally. So is it clear from where we can see the port number list? So in the protocol, we have to just understand what exactly is the port number, and this is also known as protocol number. So some people say protocol number, some port number. And this port number is used at transport layer of OSI model. MAC address is used in data link layer of OSI model, and this port number is used at transport layer of OSI model. Now coming to the IP address. So before coming to the IP address, you see INA is there who is controlling these all things. Whatever you are going to learn, it is not written in any book or some author has not written it. It is predefined by one organization or designed by one organization, that is called INA, Internet Assigned Number Authority. Okay. So this INA is responsible for domain names. Whenever you have to host any website, you take the domain. Okay. Like besant.com. First we have to take the domain, then we can host the website globally. Similarly, this all domain which people take, their information, their database is stored with the INA. Number resource. So IP address and AS number. So those who are doing CCNA, there I have told that there is a AS number. So this AS number is also allocated by INA. And this IP address, which IP address will be free, which IP address will be chargeable, who can use which IP address, who cannot use. Every concept is designed by INA. Protocol assignment, protocol registration is done by INA. Time zone database, which country will use which time zone. So this is also controlled by INA. Under this INA, there is a one organization called RIR, Regional Internet Registries. Okay, because this INA is in California. Okay. So next we have the RIR. RIR, if you see earlier it was only three: APNIC, ARIN, RIPE-NCC. Like we have Asia, Africa, Australia, 7 continent. Similarly, we have RIRs. So they have divided. So these regional internet registries control and provide all the services which we have seen there in the INA. So earlier it was 3 till 2002. Then it is divided into 4. After that, the final division, that is 5, which is as of now. Okay. Afrinic, entire Africa, APNIC, Asia Pacific. So this is Australia, Southeast Asia, China, Japan, and some neighboring countries of India. That's it. Rest all this Middle East, Europe, Russia. Okay, these all are in, and this one Greenland comes in RIPE NCC, and this North America is separate, and South America is controlled by separate organization. So for us, it is only APNIC. So most of the place when you go to work, you will come to listen about this term APNIC. APNIC pool, we are taking something with APNIC. So what exactly is the APNIC? Asia Pacific Network Information Center. Okay. So all the work which we have seen for INA, that is done by APNIC for us. So if we need to take any public IP, we will contact APNIC, not INA. And under this APNIC, we have ISP, because APNIC cannot control everything from there. APNIC is in Australia, the head office is. So they cannot give everything from there. So every country have internet service provider. So via internet service provider, they provide service to us. Okay. Now coming to the IP address. So IP address is what? It is a logical address. Earlier we have learned it is a physical address. MAC address is a physical because it is fixed. It is predefined in the chip. But IP address is a logical address. We are going to define the IP address for any device and it can change. That's why we say it as a logic or logical address. Okay. Used to identify a host. Host means any device in the network is termed as host which needs IP address or on which we can configure IP address or node in the network. There are two versions of IP address, version 4 and version 6. So version 4 we are using 192, 168, these all are what? Version 4 IP address. So version 4 IP address is of 32 bit in length and version 6 IP address is of 128 bit in length. So why we have two version of IP address? Earlier we had only one version of IP address. They have developed IP version 6. So if you search you will come to know when it was developed. You see, just near. Before 2012, it was only IP version 4. Okay. And why they have introduced? Because in a 32-bit length, there was almost 8 or 50 octillion in the number. Total number of IP address in version 4. So it is almost 4 octillion, I think. 4.2 billion. Okay. So this much IP address is only. So you will think that this IP address is enough. Okay. It is more than our population. But this IP address is used globally. So if you talk about the global population and all, definitely it is less. And nowadays people are using more gadgets. Like you see, when you go with the Ola and Uber, it is being tracked. For that there is a GPS. So all the device, where it reached, where it is on the way. So everything is tracked with the GPS. For tracking also, we need one IP address of the device. So all the gadgets which we are using, it needs one IP address. And because of that, when all the world population, if they are using some gadgets and they need IP address, this IP address is nothing. Immediately it will exhaust. Okay. So because of that, what they have done, they expected that very soon this IP version 4 will exhaust and it cannot fulfill the requirement. They have developed IP version 6. So when we talk about IP version 6, the total number of IP address in IP version 6 is this much. From here to here, you read and count how much is this one. Understood? Why? Because we say 4-digit number maximum how much we can generate and 10-digit number how much we can generate maximum. So definitely in 10 digit we can generate more numbers, 4 digit we can generate less numbers. So that is the reason here IP version 4 is of 32 bit and the development they have done for IP version 6 is of 128 bit. Is it clear why they have developed? So still we are using IP version 4. Why? Because the things with which we are much familiar, we don't want to leave that. Okay. And IP version 4 is very easier. It is on our tongue. We can pronounce it very easily. That's why we are using. But IP version 6 is already introduced. It is already in use in most of the countries, even in our India also. Okay. So in the Reliance, they are using IP version 6, because I have seen there, not about other companies. Other companies are also using, but there I have seen live. Their entire network is running on IP version 6. So we cannot say in India we are not using. Yes, we are using in India also. Still, IP version 6 has, IP version 4 has not been replaced by version 6 because of this compatibility feature. We have the feature that IP version 4 can communicate with the IP version 6. So we are using both. Okay. So IP version 4 have two type of IP address, private and public. So private IP address anyone can use free of cost. And public IP address you have to take from ISP. That is unique in the world. So which IP address was about to exhaust? Public IP address, not private IP. Because private IP is free to use in LAN. Anyone can use, and still people are using private IPv4 address in their LAN. So to communicate over internet, we need public IP address, and that public IP address got exhaust in most of the countries. So they started using IP version 6. Okay. So just as an example, if you use NS lookup and type here what is the IP address of google.com, you see they have IP version 4 address also and IP version 6 address also. Okay. So as we have seen, IP version 4 is of 32-bit. Here this 32-bit is divided into 4 blocks to make this address readable. Okay. If we are not going to divide this address, the number will come in a different shape. Okay. So these are the 32 binary digits. When we convert into decimal, this is the number. Okay. So the number will come in this way. So it is a very big problem. We cannot pronounce it. This is the first IP. Suppose this is the second IP. So it is tough to memorize. It is tough to pronounce the IP address of devices. That is why what INA has done. INA has divided this 32-bit in 4 blocks. We say as a block, we say as an octet. Why octet? Because 32 divided by 4, every block will have 8 binary digits. Okay. So why division has been done? Why INA has divided? To make the address readable. Okay. Next is IP version 4 is divided into class. Why they have divided into the class? Based on the network size requirement. So some network can be large, some network can be small. Okay. So based on that they have divided. So what they have done, class A, they said class A IP address will be used for large network, where it said in a single network first block value will remain fixed. Only it will change the last 3 blocks values. Okay. So when we fix the first block and then the remaining things when we change, it will generate large number of addresses because it comes 24 bits. So large network, in a single network of class A, we will have 1 crore 67 lakh 77,000 and 216 IP addresses. Not in class A, we have to say in single network of class A, where first block values remain same for all, then this much number, this much address we can generate. Second is class B. Two block values will remain same in a single network, and then we can generate this much IP address for a single network of class B, 65,536. Similarly, class C, 3 blocks value will remain same in a same network or single network, and only we will change the numbers in last. which will go up to 256. Okay. And class D, all values will be fixed in a single network or a single group. Class D IP address is used for multicasting. So you know that doctors are doing this operation and other things from US. So they don't come from there. Inside the operation theater, there will be big cameras. From there, they will see on the conference call or the video call. Okay, video conference, multiple doctors will be there and they will guide from there to the local doctor here, and accordingly they do this all. Or our district magistrates, DM or collector, they do the meeting with the chief minister or the home secretary of the state related to any law and order. They don't come directly from their districts. They do video conferencing. So this video conferencing, audio conferencing, these all are done with class D IP address. And class E is reserved. It is not used anywhere. Okay. So when we talk about a single octet, 8 bit means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. First bit value 128, 64, 32, 16, 8, 4, 2, 1. If we talk about this, it is considered as 2 to the power 0, 2 to the power 6, 2 to the power 5, 2 to the power 4, 2 to the power 3, 2 to the power 2, 2 to the power 1, and 2 to the power 0. Understood? So those who don't know about this, note this one, because in subnetting and all, we are going to calculate based on these values. This will be used in binary to decimal. So as we have how much? 8 bits in every block. For 8 bit, we will have value like this. Okay. We will calculate from right side 1, 2, 4, 8, 16 till the left, that will come 128. After that, if we have any binary, it will come 256, 512, and so on. So this one is clear for all now. Hmm? Okay. So suppose if I give you 10, this one. Now tell me what is the value in decimal. Calculate it and check. How much is the value? - 39. 39 is not a correct answer. Anyone who is having different answer? Hmm? All are having same answer. How much? How much? 39. Same for all or shame on all? 41. You see, he will do something unique in his life. We have to be something different. How everyone will have the same answer? Anyone else who is having other than 39 and 41? How many of you have 39? Raise your hands. All. For you both. Still you are calculating. Very good. And the back side, still you are counting for the election result. Hmm? How much? 39. So those who have received 39, from next day they will be in a single group this side. Rest all who are getting different number will be in the different side. Opposition and ruling party. Huh? 29 you see. 25 also. Good, you will have a good career in politics. Immediately you will see the result and you can change the party. Means you have confusion in calculation. So those who have received 39 is correct. Okay. See, very simple calculation is that the bits which are 1, we have to add the value and we have to calculate from right to left. So from the right side, the value we have, how much? 1. We have to add 2. We have to add 4. And we don't need to add values for 0 which is 8 and 16. Then we have to add 32. That's it. So if you see here, 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32. So we have to add 32, 4 to 1, which becomes 39. Is it clear? So that is why I have written this one and given you that how to calculate the binary to decimal. Always keep in mind the bits which are 0, we don't add their values. The bits which are 1, we add the values. Okay. So if this concept is not clear for you, then later when we are going to learn subnetting, there you will have the problem. We will do all the calculation in binaries and you will get different numbers, the wrong numbers, then it's a problem. Okay. So practice for this binary to decimal and decimal to binary, both the side. Like hexadecimal is not required because we are not learning here this IP version 6. Okay. And one more thing, tomorrow when you are going to come, memorize this one. In which class, how you have to memorize? In which class, how many blocks are network, how many blocks are host. So N means network, H means host. Okay. Then we will do some exercise to identify the IP addresses are in the same network, different network. So all this identification is done based on this. So you have to memorize. In class A, how many network? Class B, how many network? And very easy to memorize. Everything starts with A, B, C, D. So first will be A. So A is first, so one block network. B is on second position, so two block network. C is on third position, so three block network. D is on fourth position, four block network. How simple it is to memorize. Understood? And the remaining blocks in every class will be host. So if there is a 4 block network in class D, then how many blocks will be host? It will be 0. Total block is 4 and 4 is network. Then nothing will remain for that. Okay. So like this you have to memorize. Plus this one also you have to memorize. Class A, from 0 to 127. Class B is from 128 to 191. And what is the use and how it is divided, we will discuss in the next class. And accordingly, you will be able to identify the IP address just by seeing. You can say this is the IP belongs to this class, same network, different network, very easily. But the condition is you have to memorize this one and this one. That is enough. Okay. So tomorrow again we will continue with the IP address, and if we get time, then we'll move to subnetting also. So don't miss these classes, and be ready for your weekend class also. Lot of holidays you have also enjoyed, and for me I have not enjoyed. I was in job.